Yes, good afternoon and welcome to Sports Palava. We're reaching you live. We have just 3 days, yes, 3 days to the start of AFCON. They then make it 5 days on the 21st. AFCON starts on the 19th of January in South Africa. That is the African Nations Cup, the 29th edition. On the 21st, which is on Monday, the Super Eagles, our Super Eagles, will take to the pitch to play their very first match, and that will be against Burkina Faso. It's been long that we celebrate. It's been long that we dance in the streets, during the AFCON. I remember dancing in '88, not because we won that trophy, but because after that epic shootout of penalties, and Rufai and a lot of them did those saves. But then since 1994, it has always been there that at a point we started celebrating the bronze medals. The first edition we went to was 1962. Nigeria made its bet. It was not until 1976 in Ethiopia that we got our very first bronze medal, coming behind the Guineans and the Moroccans who took the gold. In 78, we also got a bronze. That was in Ghana. And then when we hosted in 1980, yes, that was the first time on home turf, being led by Chairman Christian Chukwu, Nigeria picked the first ever gold medal, the first ever trophy, in the AFCON tournament. And after then, we went by, because after winning the trophy, we were so happy that the next year in '82 in Libya, we didn't even qualify from our group. It was that bad. That's just quarterfinals made the team, made the run as defending champions, and we couldn't come out to make the semifinals. All that was how we went to, probably until, of course, we didn't go in '86 in Egypt. And then in 1994, we also won the trophy. And the same after winning the trophy the following year, we did not defend. We shot ourselves in the foot. So it has all been that topsy-turvydom. But we have not gone to the last one. It was so bad that we didn't qualify after '86. The next one was last year at Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, that would not go. But we are back now, being led by Stephen Okechukwu-Keshi, the man who was captain when Eagles was the Eagles. When Eagles were so super that they won. They were the only team not only winning the Nations Cup that year, but also qualified for our first ever World Cup in USA '94. We are back in South Africa, where we refused to go to defend our trophy in 1996. The question is, can the Super Eagles be among the 3 top nations? Can we get a medal in this tournament? Is it possible? That is what we are looking at today. We have seen their preparations, we've seen our selections, we've seen the controversy, we've seen a team that says, yes, we have a mission. I've also seen some distractions along the way. But when you subtract and add, how level is the pitch? How are we going to do in South Africa? I want to start with the man who says he sees hope that we can be among them. Asanga Umo. Asanga, how are you?
Good afternoon, viewers. With 4 games, friendly matches, 7 goals, just considered 1, these boys are good to go. They can get a medal in South Africa.
We call him editor, senior editor. Osare TM was Osars. He said, we played 4 matches, 7 goals scored, only 1 against. They are good to go. It's like going to South Africa, hand over the trophy to us, and we'll come back to Nigeria.
The question is, when has friendly matches become real matches? You can win 20-0, you can do whatever you want to do in friendly matches. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, do we have the players that can give us the trophy? That is the question we're asking. Do we have the players that can give us the trophy? So, Super Eagles, when we say super, I don't know whether we'll call these people green Eagles now, because I'm not so sure they are super.
These boys, they play the Catalonian side. These home base players, these guys, each
time I hear about that Catalonia side,
they held them to a 1-1 spell.
When I hear Catalonia, so I don't know.
They can show hunger.
If you hear Catalonia, he said they showed hunger in that match.
They show zeal.
So let me tell you, excuse me. Like I'm as an Arsenal fan, they will tell you we always win an Emirates Cup. Does that translate to winning the league?
No, Arsenal is not Super Eagles. This is a Super Eagles team.
That is just an example.
Okay.
Now, playing a 1-1 draw with Catalonia does not translate to winning in South Africa. In South Africa, what we are looking at, excuse me, let us look at it objectively.
Okay.
Do we have the players? That was the question I asked before. Sentimentally, we are not saying, Keshi, because of Keshi has said this one has said that.
No, tell me we don't have the players.
We don't have the players to win.
We don't have.
Okay, let's say tomorrow now we are playing Zambia, Cote d'Ivoire. Can these same boys we are talking of, can they withstand Cote d'Ivoire? Can they play Ghana? Can they? We will know from Monday.
All these are just, you are just saying this because you don't believe in these boys.
Before 1994,
we have these boys.
Before 1994,
they can score
we
goals
can count on our players to say yes,
these
we have
boys
them.
can score
Before
goals
1980,
these are
we
boys
can
that
count on
play
our players to say yes,
they
we have the Odegbamis of
and
this world, we have the Mudalawas of this world. In 1994, you can come and say Austin Egobe was in top shape.
So what else do we want from these boys? These boys can score goals.
Let me ask a question here. You talked about this team playing 4 friendly matches, and then also okay. So where lies their strength? He's talking about this team coming up against Ghanaian side, coming up against the Ivorians. Do you see this, the depth in strength? That's we have the strength in depth that we can take on these teams.
The strength of this team lies in the attack.
Okay.
What about your defense?
The attack.
A team that has an attack without a defense.
If they can outscore their opponent,
if they can score goals against this team can score goals.
Tell me who are
the
strikers who can rely on?
They have an Ike Uche that just in a friendly match some days back he scored 3 goals. We have an Emenike, we have a Victor Moses, and Ahmed Musa that can run you
in
back.
Nations Cup. Okay, talk of pedigree now.
Okay. In terms of pedigree, I want to even ask you that question.
Yes.
Authority. In terms of pedigree,
yeah.
Look at it that from 1976 till date.
Yeah.
Apart from 1982. That we 86 that would not qualify, and Ghana 2008, the Super Eagles have always been among the top 3. So pedigree, don't you think that in terms of pedigree that just goes?
They have always been there. They have the experience.
The top 3.
Yes.
But were we in the last edition?
Okay, that's the question.
That is
why
why
in the last edition. Now outside that, our selection. Let me tell you why I am skeptical.
Okay.
Our selection.
Each
time I hear people say we have 6 home base or 5 home base, I laugh.
Yeah.
This home base did not merit coming to South Africa because they were good enough. Because they were marketable. Keshi wants to play them in South Africa. At the end of the day, the market value will rise. If we want to sell them, excuse me, it has happened before. Excuse me, it has happened before. It has happened before.
Looking at what these guys can do on the field of play.
It has happened before. Let me tell you, when West Ham was here, when West Ham came,
you took some home-based players in 1990.
Listen, I took home-based players. Took them to Algiers. Though we spanked the first match, they got
to the final.
Excuse me. At the end of the day, most of those players were sold by West Ham.
But those players made a mark.
Use them at the end of the day.
They made
to win.
Those players made a mark. They made a mark.
Don't have those facts.
I was saying
those players made a mark. So now these boys, these home-based players are ready to make their mark.
Better than some of the players we draw.
Like who? Is this our Saturday doing it? I'll go to Twitter and say what he wants.
Okay,
is that what we are looking at
on Twitter? Wait, let me give you an example.
I want to make sure we don't discuss.
Let me give you one example.
Yes.
Will a Ferguson now says because Van Persie went on Twitter to say and he will not use him the next match? You don't do that.
Are you saying? We should tolerate indiscipline in this team?
The discipline is not the issue here.
It's not the issue.
How disciplined is the team? How compact? But before that, we are opening the lines early. So says my producer. So right now, the lines will just flash on your screen. We want to hear your opinion. Do you think this team can go the distance? Do you think they are good enough to get to the semifinals and at least come home with a medal at the end of the day? That is what we are talking about here.
Let us look at the midfield.
I want to look at the
I don't want to talk about it because you talked about that the strikers
the attack.
But they have said this team that the midfield is suspect. So how do you see this midfield strong enough to withstand the Ivorian midfield or the Ghanaian midfield?
Thank God.
Even the Cape Verdeans, because we saw that Majo Varane also.
Yes, I thank God we have a revitalized Mikel Obi.
Okay.
Now,
not in the national, not in Super Eagles. He can be revitalized in Chelsea. He has never transformed it into Super Eagles.
Hold it on. Okay. In the Premier match we've been playing, he's been doing very, very good. Which even other foreign coaches have been commending him very, very well. So we have a revitalized Mikel Obi. We have a Nosa Igebo that is a hard tackler. He's a battler.
So look, he's a fighter.
Good. Now
on that.
So
if you have Nosa and Mikel and
in the middle, I are saying these guys can't withstand the Ayatollahs of this world.
He cannot.
What are we saying?
Look at what he's done. You mentioned Mikel and you mentioned Yaya Toure. No, they are two way.
And Mikel Obi and Nosa Igebo cannot stand the midfield of Yaya Toure.
In 2005, Mikel, Messi beat Mikel just a margin.
Good.
But today,
what does that translate to?
For World Footballer of the Year, Where is a Mikel?
That does not mean
Mikel is just running around Chelsea midfield.
No,
At the end
let
of
me
the
tell
day,
you, this Mikel
is good.
Good.
Playing for Chelsea, not for Super Eagles.
This Mikel is back to the Super Eagles. Don't forget, this is a man.
I want to ask you this. I've just asked him the same thing on the midfield. What is the problem with the Super Eagles midfield? Or where do you think their weakest link is?
In the defense.
The defense.
Yes.
Okay.
The problem we have in the midfield.
Okay, start with the midfield.
If you look at the midfielders we took them now,
Yeah.
majority of them are attacking midfielders.
Okay.
Even Mikel Obi we are talking of is more of an attacking midfielder in the Super Eagles than the defensive midfielder.
No, but we saw him throwing those long balls in that difficult match against the Cambodians.
He was throwing the balls.
He throwing those long balls to the
bringing
wings.
in balls.
Let me tell you, the problem we have
Yes.
is before 2004, all the players were playing together. They know each other too well.
All right.
Right now, what we have in this team now, players coming from different leagues. And at the end of the day, they will not be able to.
Synergy. He's talking about this.
I
don't agree with that.
It's not there.
We have a Joseph Yobe in the defense that can always shield these younger defenders on what to do and where to go. Don't forget, these guys, they play friendly matches and they've only conceded one goal.
Can we take our first
one goal conceded.
All right, hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I want to comment from what you are saying
Okay.
concerning whether Super Eagles will win medal in Nation Cup.
Yeah.
So, one thing we have to do, because the problem we have in Nigeria is that we don't used to support our team.
Okay.
We need to give those teams support because, as you can see, Chelsea is doing well, from my own understanding. And I believe with our support, this Nation Cup, we can do well. You see, it's for issue of Mikel is not doing well before, but now, as I see it, he determined, and other people, they determined for this Nation Cup. I believe with their determination and the way they are going and the way they are playing, I believe that Eagle will do well.
Can we win the trophy, Ezekiel?
Yeah. Hello?
Can we win the trophy?
It's possible.
It's possible. Thank you.
I'm feeling different.
Do you
Like,
think
you
he
have
can
to
qualify?
Yeah, Ezekiel said with our support.
Does he think
support does not play football.
Do you think
he
we
said
can
support
qualify from that
does
group?
not play
Let me ask you
football.
Support
that.
doesn't play football.
You
Can
know
we
why I'm
qualify from
saying
that group C? Can we
it's
qualify from
possible
group
we qualify.
Good.
But qualifying does not make you win.
So we can go out from group C.
My point is that
With those weak points, with those weaknesses.
Let us be scientific about this.
Yes,
we are
I'm
still
not
talking about the
saying
midfield
we will
and
not
then the defense.
qualify. But I will win the cup. Is
what is the
okay,
problem?
let's look at the midfield. Let's look at the midfield.
What is the problem?
Like I said before, there's
Yeah.
no synergy in that midfield.
Okay.
A Mikel Obi allow boss to move. He moves with the ball.
I caught you again.